Jaden Show, and here's your host, Jaden Cornelious.
Was the Sunday before Christmas and all through the house? Anyway, I can't believe Christmas is next week. I'm so excited, but we're not there just yet. It's the Jaden Show. It's Sunday, and I've got an amazing show for you today. I'm going all the way to the United Kingdom to meet fantastic singer, songwriter, and player of the alto harp, Songbird Anna. I can't wait to introduce her to you. But let's watch a little bit of her in action, shall we? Check her out. Let's go and meet this week's very special guest, Songbird Anna, everyone. Songbird Anna, welcome to Mexico and the Jaden Show. How are you doing, lovely lady?
I'm lovely. I'm fine. Yeah, everything's good here.
Yeah,
UK, apart from being very cold.
Yeah, I was about to say that. What's the weather doing at the moment? A bit chilly?
It's very, very cold.
What,
So,
I mean, you're from the UK, and
yeah,
you know, I don't want to be disrespectful, but I know you've been around a bit because you've been in Anglesey. You're from Cheshire.
yeah,
You're in Derby at the
yeah.
moment. Have you lived anywhere else
Derbyshire.
in the UK? Oh, Derbyshire, yeah.
Well, I haven't lived anywhere else. I've only really lived in Cheshire and Anglesey, but I do travel to Derbyshire and Devon, and I used to go to the Cotswolds, and
oh, nice.
yeah.
Actually, I was in Devon, the southwest, for 15 years before I moved back to London. Then went to Mexico. So that's my favourite part of it.
Right.
I love Barnstable, Bideford, all that area.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's exactly where I go. Go to a place called Appledore.
Oh my God, I lived in Westwood Ho, and all my friends live in. I got some like folk musician friends.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. Do you know Baz?
Yes, I was with him a couple of weeks ago.
And Steve Ruffey.
We were jamming. Sorry,
Steve Ruffey. He's like, he wears like a long, big hat and he plays guitar with Baz sometimes in their Irishy folk group.
Oh, okay.
And Chloe on the violin.
The Steve Ruff.
Steve Ruff, Steve Ruff, sorry. Yeah, Steve. Yeah, he was on my show a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons I go to Appledore is because the music is just so amazing.
Yeah.
And you can go out every night and play and jam, and there's so much you can take in. It's just, I love it. I was there for 2 months, actually.
Wow, how crazy. What a bloody small world. Yeah, Baz, Steve Ruffey, Chloe. And they're in the Dam Buskers. That's the name of their group.
Dam Buskers. That's right. When I'm back there again, I'll mention it.
Yeah, please give them my love. I've not been there. I've been living in Mexico for 8 years nearly. So it's probably been a good 15 years. But Steve was on my show a few months ago. He's such a diamond, such a talented guy. So how crazy.
I know it is. That's really bizarre.
Yeah. But I also know it's bloody cold there in the winter. And apparently I've just seen today, because my friend lives in kind of on the way to Bude in Holsworthy, and they're expecting snow, which is kind of.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah.
Gosh.
No, is it snowing in Derbyshire?
No, but it's colder here than it would be down in Devon or Anglesey.
Closer to the sea, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's because it's it's right in the hills really here, so it can get snow. Hopefully not.
Yeah, it kind of puts everything to a bit of it makes the winter seem a little bit longer, right?
Yeah, and I mean, because when I'm here, I try and do some music as well. There's not as much music here as there is in Devon, but there's still some good stuff going on in Derbyshire.
So tell us about your music. I mean, singer and songwriter, but also auto harp. Yes. Not the instrument you hear of on a day-to-day basis. Look at that beaut. That's so
it is custom made, actually, that one is. So
really? So how did that all start? I mean, how did you go from how did you even discover it?
I mean, originally, going back in my teens, I used to sing and play the guitar. And then I had many, many years off. I wasn't doing anything. And I wanted to go back to music. And the first thing I went back to was a bit of rhythm drumming. And I was in a samba reggae band, actually.
Okay.
And then I just was so much wanted to get back to singing. And I picked up the guitar again, and I just couldn't get my hands around the frets. It's just, I've only got little hands. And so a friend said, "Oh, have you looked at the auto harp?" So you go on YouTube, don't you, and Googled it, and there's all sorts of traditional bluegrass type of folky people playing it. And then I stumbled across an Italian folk rock singer called Alexandra Solana. You probably not heard of her, but she won the Italian version of The Voice. But she played the auto harp, and she played it in a modern way. And the first song she ever played on The Voice was "Creep" by Radiohead, and it just blew my mind. I just thought I just gotta get that. So I ordered a auto harp, and they mainly come from America. It was a factory built one, and it arrived, and within 2 weeks I was in Devon, and I was playing songs. I just picked it up like duck to water. Do
you think the history of guitar helped? I mean, would it have been really if you hadn't been playing guitar? I mean, could someone like me who can't even play a triangle? Could I pick one up, and do you think is it an instrument that is kind of easy to learn, or do you really need something,
No, I think it is easy to learn, because basically all you're doing is just pressing the chords. So that's all you're doing. That's a C and that's a G. However, what I would say is I think you need a fairly good sense of rhythm. If you're gonna play covers and sing songs, you need to get that rhythm. I suppose you do on a guitar as well. And I think that having that guitar experience helped me.
Right. But the whole string thing is completely like, it's not even remotely similar, right?
No, nothing like. But the chords are. So obviously, I was used to playing a G and a C and an E minor. So yes, it's the same. Because I used to sing, play the guitar with my sister, and when I got the auto harp, I said, I've got to play it for you, and she did say it's like a ginormous guitar. It sounds like a ginormous guitar.
Wow.
Like, because I did play a 12-string at one point, and it's 36 strings, the auto harp, but it's a different sound, but the principle's there.
Right.
However, some of the traditional auto harpists play it in a very different way to me. I play it in my own way. Yeah. They pick out melodies where I just want to play chords and rhythm so that I can sing songs and covers.
So how long have you been playing the auto harp for now?
Only 5 years.
Oh, okay. But never looked back, never thinking, oh, I'll do my guitar.
Never looked back.
It's your baby now, right?
It is definitely. And that's when long story. It's a long story, but I had an Eric Clapton guitar, owned by Eric, and so I decided I'd sell that and bought this custom made one.
Wow, amazing. So tell us about your music. Obviously, like we've just watched I Can't Sleep Tonight. But I've heard that you're kind of working on 6 original tracks at the moment that have a really beautiful story attached to them, right?
Yeah, and that's one of the songs actually that we've just completed the 6 songs now. They've all been released. So yeah, sadly both my parents are no longer with us, and my mum passed away 10 years ago, and we always knew that there were some letters, but she didn't ever show them to us. So obviously when she died, we found the letters. So long story, my mum and dad met, and she was 20 years younger than my dad. And in those days that was sort of people thought it was quite shocking. And so her father forbid her to see my dad, but they did. She did. But there was no mobile phones, so they wrote all these letters. So I mean, the letters are a lot about what they did. They went to the pictures. They went to walk around the lake, and Tea and Toast is one of my songs. It was my dad's letter was saying how much was one of his favourite things was to go to the lake and then go for tea and toast, not tea and cake, tea and toast. But the letters also show a lot of frustration of that they couldn't get married because my mum was still at that point only 16, 17. So so there's lots of frustration there. And the last song that I've written is called The Eve of 1945. And within 6 months, they were actually married. So,
wow, bloody hell! So, was it quite? I mean, obviously, it was quite intensely emotional to read those letters as well, right?
Yeah, well, it was. There was a lot of letters, and I think so. I mean, I've been sort of working on it for 3 years because, the first year you just sort of have to just read the letters and take in what's being said. And then you have to just pinpoint because there's about 100 letters, maybe more. Okay. So you have to pick the letters. I think I picked the letters that sort of told a bit of a story. Right. If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
There's one I wrote, Coming Home to You, and that was Mum wrote this letter over sort of 4 days because of as I say, they couldn't just pick up the phone or
Or send a WhatsApp or anything.
No, exactly. And it's about, you know, she goes with her mum to Shrewsbury for a weekend, long weekend. And it's just, she just writes a little bit every day or every lunchtime, every tea time. And it just builds a bit of a story, really. But yeah, interesting stuff.
So how did it make you feel when you actually kind of, you heard the finished results of the songs? Was it kind of like, wow, okay, this is intense, or I'm so pleased, this is
no, I think yes, it is intense, and I think I'm quite a slow songwriter. I don't write songs very quickly, and also it takes me a long time to get a song to gel, if you see what I mean. And after you've sung it 50, 60, 70 times, when it gets to actually recording it, it's a strange feeling, really. And then from the recording, somebody called Jonathan Smith then did the mixing and added instruments onto it, really, without taking too much away from the auto harp. Right. But yes, some songs I go, wow, and then others you think, oh well, I'm not sure about that one.
Okay. So yeah. When did all the music thing start for you? Was you like, you know, a little kid listening to Janis Joplin, or, you know, like who were your influences? How did it all start?
Well, I mean, look, right from sort of being at school, I wasn't academic. I'm not academic. And so what happens if you're not academic, you tend to find other routes. So music, although I couldn't read music, but singing, and playing the guitar, because that, you know, I couldn't play the piano very well, but I could play the guitar. So I sort of did it right from quite an early age, really. And then, yeah, I couldn't stop listening to music, but my early music experiences of quite boy bands, you know, what you do as a girl at that age. And then as I started to mature, it started to be people not like Janis Joplin, because that was a bit before my time.
Yeah. No, but I mean, because a lot of people get into the music that their parents were interested in.
Yeah. Well, no, my mum was into opera. There we go. Wow, okay. She was absolutely opera mad. Wow. And loved singing. So I guess that's where that sort of why I like to sing. No, I mean, my first sort of early bands were people like Genesis or my maturer bands, if you see what I mean. And I married a drummer. Okay. So music was sort of always part of our lives, really. Yeah. And, you know, but I stopped playing then at that point because I felt inferior, because he was he was a professional drummer for a short time, but then got a proper job. Right. So, but yeah, but music was in, you know, all the time.
Been around. So when you're having, whether it be Anglesey, Devon, Derbyshire, Cheshire, when you're having like a bit of a, you know, like a chill out moment, what is the music you go to? What's your go-to sit back, listen to music at the moment?
Difficult, because I think I still yearning to listen to things that I can get inspiration from. So I love listening to female artists that do covers, and that gives me ideas of covers. And then I guess because I feel I'm more like them, I like Kate Rusby, I like Cara Dillon, I like Kareem Paulwart, but then I will go off and listen to Coldplay or, you know, Mumford & Son. I have a very wide taste of music, I would say.
I was explaining to my partner, who's from a small town in the middle of the Yucatan Peninsula, that when I showed him my my Spotify playlist, and it goes all the way from like because I would, I remember the music my nan listened to. I remember the music my mum and dad listened to, the music I was brought up in, the music I got into when I was a pop star, and the music I listen to now. It goes all the way from like Ella Fitzgerald and Vera Lynn to Dua Lipa and, like other artists that, like Christina Perri and stuff like that. And, it's just like, oh my God, there's like a good 80 years worth of artists on that playlist. It's mad.
Oh, yeah. So, well, my ex-husband was into jazz, so I guess I did listen to a lot of jazz. Although I wouldn't go to it, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. No, me too. Yeah, I sing a bit. It's funny now, actually. I didn't even like male singers when I was younger. I was just like, it was ABBA, Olivia Newton-John. Like it was just. Huh?
Yeah, I loved me Olivia Newton-John.
Oh, God, that's better. But yes, it was like ABBA, Olivia Newton-John, even Dana back in the day. Like I know, crazy. And then I kind of now, it's quite interesting. I will hear a song and think, I quite like that. And now I'm doing a little bit of jazz. And now I guess, I was a classical crossover singer. So, and I've always been brought up that you don't veer off your path. You are what you are, and you don't change that because it becomes confusing to your listeners. But then I think what COVID done for us, it showed the fragility of our industry, basically. And actually, all you can do is be you and do what you love. You're always going to sound like Songbird Anna, whether you're singing ABBA, whether you're singing an original. I'm always going to sound like Jaden, whether I'm doing reggaeton, dance, or opera. Well, maybe I sound a bit different doing opera, but I'm always going to be me doing it my way. So it's been really quite nice now that I can go on stage and sing all kinds of everything by Dana and, Please Mr. Please. And I haven't to worry about it anymore because I can just do what I want. It's really, I think the whole COVID thing has actually opened up our industry on some level. You can just do what you want now.
Exactly, because going back to Appledore, on the Sunday afternoon, Baz does a session in Bideford, and so he has this sort of a saxophone player who's called Steve and a trombone player, and so it's quite jazzy, quite bluesy. So when you get up to sing a song, they back you, and so it is quite jazzy. Somebody said, "Oh, you're jazzy," and I thought, "Am I?"
Maybe I am now. Maybe another string to my bow, to my harp. So what's the future? What is 2023? Because obviously this is nearly out. So what are your plans for next year?
Well, so now although I've released these singles digitally, that's what I've done for the last 6 months. I'm going to put them on. I'm going to have a CD done of the 6 songs plus a bonus track, and the CD is going to be called Love Letters from Another Era. So that's going to keep me busy for 6 months. But the plan after that is to then write another set of 6 songs, wait for it, from Sounds of the Sea, or Sounds of the Seaside, if you see what I mean, because there's only so many sounds you can get from waves and wind. So so I think that'll keep me busy for quite a long time, to be honest.
Because you were saying earlier, that's the thing that kind of draws you. You just have to be near the sea, right? That's
because obviously, I don't know, we spent a lot of time in North Wales as children, admittedly, but I just am so drawn to the sea. I was a windsurfer, a sailor, and so I was used to going on the sea.
Wow, yeah, I love it. I'm Pisces, so I lived in Westwood and I lived in Appledore, so always was able to see the port and always was able to see the sea from where I lived. And now I live literally 5 kilometers in a straight line to the Caribbean, so I'm kind of always have to be around like water of some sort. So I completely get that. And I'm very excited then about the new I guess the new, is it going to be another CD or what's your plan? Or are you going to release it digitally, or?
I think this time release it as one album.
Okay.
Or it will be digitally, because that's the way to go. But I think you need something that's you can touch and feel. So a CD as well, but I think I'll do it in one go rather than this. It's been hard work to do one after the other.
Yeah.
So it's easier to record it all and then just give it to somebody and let them mix it.
All done. Wow. So where can people find you on social media?
Okay. Well, I suppose Twitter is the first place. You've got my handle. I always forget the handle on that one.
Yeah. I'm going to post throughout this conversation. There's going to be, as you will see, running commentary or where people can find you. But you're on Twitter, TikTok.
Instagram, TikTok. TikTok's growing quite nicely because I think my aim with TikTok, because it's great because it's visual. It's visual and you can talk to people. So the aim is to get to the streaming, so that you can live stream on there. YouTube, I put videos up on YouTube, lots of videos.
Fantastic. And also, you're also on all music streaming and download sites like Spotify, and you're on Bandcamp and like that as well, right?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Bandcamp, the reason everyone like indie songwriters go to Bandcamp is because we get a good percentage of the sales compared to Spotify, where we get like 0.0001.
Yeah, exactly. I noticed that. Yeah. Fantastic.
So
new album, starting work on your Sounds of the Sea or Sounds of the Seaside as well. So when that is ready, will you come back and talk to me and we can do a little exclusive about that, because that'll be
And actually, if I'm down in Devon, I'm always happy to jump on and chat to you about what's going on in Devon.
Yeah, I'll say I was there. I mean, I've still got my charities. I've got a charity, and it's still in Barnstable. So I mean, that was always my hood. For 10, 15 years, I was in the southwest, and I miss it like crazy. Even though I'm here, because I'd be in the bloody Caribbean. I'm like, but I'm Nordic boy. Like I miss the moors, and this is beautiful, and people spend thousands to come here for 2 weeks, but I've never felt at home here. But put me in Appledore or in Devon, and I was complete. That was where I belong.
I'll just tell you about a little song I did before this album. It was called Nature and Nurture. So I did a lot of family research and traced the family tree, and guess where my dad's line was from? Ilfracombe.
Really?
And they were seafarers. So the song is really questioning, the fact that I love the sea. Is it nature or nurture? Is it does it come? I mean, they were there hundreds of years ago, but they were mariners.
It's part of that DNA, right? My father lived in Kent. So he was in Herne Bay in Kent, which was right on the coast. So all my youth was brought up in Margate and Cliftonville and Whitstable and all that area. So, I'd visit there every weekend to see my dad's side of the family. So I've always been around that. Well, I've always been. I'm a country boy. Like, wouldn't give you 10 pence for it to be in a city, but give me a little town or a village by the sea or moors or something like that. And
I agree.
Songbird Anna, thank you so much for being part of my show.
Yeah, it's been great. Thank you.
You're a diamond. I hope it doesn't get too cold over the next few weeks for you. So you have to come out and have a quick visit to Mexico, warm up those bones. But let's touch base. Like I said, when the next album's out, let's do this again. Let's chat about the new album. That'll be amazing.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You take care. See you soon.
All right. Okay.
Lovely. Super lovely is she. Thank you so much, Anna, for being part of my show. Thank you all for watching at home. I hope you are going to have a fantastic week before Christmas, and you're all ready for the Jaden Show special next week, the Christmas special. I am super excited to share that with you. Please go and follow Anna on all of her social media platforms. You will have seen the links going at the bottom of the screen, and you'll also find everything in the credits of this video. Go and show her some love, go and support her, go and check out her work, and also me as well. Come and check me out on all my social media. It'll be lovely to say hi to you in other platforms, not just here. You take very good care. Stay beautiful. I will see you next week. But before I go, most of you know me that I'm a bit of an ABBA fan, and I wanted to share another song of Songbird Anna's before we go. What better than the auto harp and Anna doing The Winner Takes It All. You take care. Have a lovely, lovely week. See you next week on the Jaden Show. Stay beautiful.
I don't wanna talk about things we've been through, though it's hurting me. Now it's history. I've played all my cards, and that's what you've done too. Nothing more to say, no more ace to play. The winner takes it all, the loser standing small beside the victory. That's her destiny. I was in your arms, thinking I belonged there. I figured it made sense, building you a fence, building you a home, thinking I'd be strong there. But I was a fool, playing all the roles that got me through the days. The mind's as cold as ice, and somewhere way down here, losing someone dear. The winner takes it all, the loser standing small beside the victory. That's your destiny. But tell me, does she kiss like I used to kiss you? Does it feel the same when she calls your name? Something deep inside, you must know I miss you. But what can I say? Rules must be obeyed. The judges will decide the likes to be abide. Spectators of the show, always standing low. The game is on again. A lover or a friend, a big thing or a small, the winner takes it all. I don't wanna talk If it makes you feel sad, and I understand, you've come to shake my hand. I apologize if it makes you feel bad, seeing me so tense. No more confident, but you see